I was hopefully the movie theater is going to keep it on since it won Best Picture for another week, and maybe see it next week if it's still playing.
I would, because you know what? I'm enjoying it. It's really good.
Is it? I can't find. They're not showing Jojo Rabbit. That's the movie I really wanted to see, though.
Because Jojo Rabbit comes out on Blu-ray tomorrow.
Yeah, but Parasite's already out on Blu-ray.
There's a reason for Parasite. It's Jojo Rabbit's Disney now, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's Disney now, so you gotta. It's because of that bullshit.
All right, I think I'm synced up here, but we can do a little pre-roll discussion of the Oscars.
Well, whenever you're ready to roll, there, man.
It seemed to be. Well, I got a hard out at 10:45, but I think we'll be done before then anyway.
Yeah.
But it seemed that the reaction to Parasite was like. Most people did not approve of Parasite winning Best Picture, but then the media has spun it so that Parasite kind of saved the Oscars from being deadly dull this year or something.
And you know what? And it did, because I will be brutally honest with you. Okay, the acting categories, I called them. I knew who was going to win, and everybody won who I said was going to win.
Yeah, also
I'm impressed that you called production design for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Well, that just seemed like a very easy one to get, because it's so much work was put into it. More work was put into that movie than any of the other movies combined, including The Irishman and things like that.
What I wish I would have done was waited a little bit before I did my little Oscar contest I do every year, because I should have done it closer to the wire and done more research, because what's funny is there was an article coming out that said what movies should win and what shouldn't win, right? The funny thing is, everything that they said should have won did win, and that was basically Parasite and Jojo Rabbit.
One of my fellow writers at Second Union, put together a list, and they came very close, pretty much guessing everything. I don't know. I believe even Parasite. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check on that. But it was a really, the production of the Oscars itself, it was incredibly boring. It
was dull as fuck.
They had Steve Martin and Chris Rock come out to trade a couple of jokes that are really kind of stale material, and again at that complaining, bitching, not enough black people, not enough women, or something like that. It's just, for me, you got to get out there and do it. You can't be pressured into doing it just because you're a minority or a woman or something like that. Just get out there and, saturate the marketplace with movies. If you're one of them, if you're one of these filmmakers.
I still say Greta Gerwig got robbed.
Well, she might have. I don't know who won Best Director. Boon Sak. What the fuck?
Bong Joon-ho. But you know what? Him winning justifies everything, as far as I'm concerned. Because they could have given it all to 1917, because of the way it was shot, the way it was filmed.
Yeah, 1917.
But at the end of the day, who wants to see another fucking war movie win Best Picture?
Well, 1917 is what you call the gimmick movie.
Right.
It's a movie that, it's basically all one unbroken shot, and they've done it before. The movie Children of Men is like that, too.
Right.
Except that was, basically, it was long takes in every scene.
It was long takes. The only reason I can fairly say that Greta Gerwig got robbed was because I'm hearkened back to 8 years ago when a little movie named Argo won Best Picture. Okay?
Argo,
yeah. And that was the year where Ben Affleck had won every single fucking directing award, including the DGA. And he did not get nominated for Best Director. And everyone and their mother said he got robbed.
The thing, I did enjoy Argo, but for me it wasn't Best Picture material. It was like an okay movie. But I think it could have been better. Based on the premise. Think about the premise of Argo, and then think about the execution of what we saw in the film.
It was dramatized. I really enjoyed the movie. I really did, because it was a nice little 70s throwback movie. On top of that, I saw it on projection. I didn't see it in digital. I saw it projected.
Oh, really? One of the last ones that might have been projected?
It was, because the theater I saw it at, my local theater, and when I say local, I mean severely local, 5 minutes away. They're shut down now.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't survive the digital switch.
I would say that now we have like 6 categories for movies: nostalgia, honorary, new and frightening, woke, left field, and gimmick. And I added gimmick when I started to read about what 1917 was. So 1917 would obviously have been the gimmick nomination. Honorary,
Parasite is left fucking field, man.
Parasite is left field. Honorary is Scorsese.
Yeah.
Nostalgia is probably
Tarantino.
Now, new and frightening would probably be what?
Well, you could
Jojo Rabbit.
Joker. That could be new and frightening because it's the first kind of movie of that kind to get those kind of accolades, to get that kind of a
but also
nomination.
Jojo Rabbit too. I think Jojo Rabbit is also
because of the subject matter.
Now what I really don't like what they're doing now in the Oscars. They decided, instead of showing us a representative sample of a person's performance in a movie after being announced, they've decided to combine everything into a montage, and I hate that.
I'll take that because you forgot what happened in 2007 or 2008. It was somewhere along. It was the year Heath Ledger died. Okay, it was 2009 Academy Awards. Okay, they did something so terrible that year to where they never repeated it again. And I guarantee you, what they did last night, they'll never do it again either. Do you remember what they did in 2008?
No, not really. No.
That was where they had 5 actors come out on stage and praise the other actor's performance. Like, I should say 5 actors, 5 Academy Award-winning actors came out on stage and basically talked about the careers and the film that these actors who were nominated did. Well, look up when we're done, look up Heath Ledger Oscar, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, I can see. I mean, like, it seems like the biggest problem with the Academy is time. They take too long. This experiment, this bold new experiment, did not save any time for them. They still went over it long, you know?
They did. And you know, it's funny because, like, I left the house last night around 8:30 and I set my DVR. But I was like, right before I set it, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to run this a half hour extra just in case. Sure enough, that half hour was just the right amount. Like, literally, I think I fell a minute.
That is how we used to do it. Now we watch it live.
You see, I wanted to watch it live, but I had this hunch that it was just going to be so fucking boring, and it was. I mean, I'm sorry, you can agree with me on this. Like, watching the Oscars now is nowhere compared as exciting as it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, because there's too many nominees. And
I liked it when it was 5. When only 5 people could get Best Picture.
Yeah.
But thanks to the whole Dark Knight fiasco, they had to open it way up.
Yeah, I suppose it's just.
Well, no, because
there's a difference. There's a difference between the kind of movie that wins an Oscar for the quality of its work and a big budget spectacle that was an enormous box office hit. It's a people versus critic kind of a thing. What am I thinking of? Let's say. I mean, like the best Oscars in the last best Oscar ceremony was probably 1994, where you had an incredible assortment of incredible movies, all vying for Best Picture. You had Pulp Fiction, you had Forrest Gump,
Shawshank Redemption,
and you had movies like Ed Wood and things like that. I mean, just like great and incredible varied selection of movies that were all good.
I'm going to raise that just a hair. I'd say the last really good one was 2007 when Scorsese got the Oscar.
Really, that year? Huh?
I say that because he got it under the best pretenses, where Spielberg, Coppola, and Lucas all came out and gave him his Oscar pretty much.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then on top of that, his first
Lucas. I mean, like, wasn't that the year that where somebody said, like the only person who didn't win an Oscar was George Lucas?
Right. That was the big joke. He goes, guys, I never won an Oscar. Well, I was nominated a couple of times. It was a cool little joke. I mean, I was really happy to see Scorsese win that year. That was honestly, that was the last year I ever recorded an Oscar on VHS. Because I didn't have a DVR and my DVD recorder had just taken a shit.
But I think they need to bring back a host. I was watching something. I said I was watching a podcast, and I think they said, why it's like this now? It's because Kevin Hart had to post some kind of controversial comment on Twitter, and now you can't have a host anymore because they're just going to dig up crap on you.
Bring back Kimmel or bring back fucking Ellen DeGeneres.
How about bring back Seth MacFarlane? I mean, that fucking Oscar was awesome. That show was awesome. I liked that.
Because that's why I tuned in.
We saw your boobs.
Hosting and he was
We saw
funny.
your boobs. You know.
And what's funny is everyone thought those reactions from the audience were real, dude. They were pre-taped.
Of course they were. It was Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron was like seething, and she knows him. She worked with Seth MacFarlane twice.
Yeah.
She knows him. They're friends.
I will leave you on one last note that made me die today. So I was watching a bunch of Oscar videos on YouTube today, and they talked about some asshole. Like I randomly stumbled across a video saying the Oscars is now officially woke.
Oh,
and then no. But no, hold on. He was saying woke because Parasite won. And like you look at this guy's videos, he's got like 42,000 dislikes.
Okay.
Because here's my thing, okay? Parasite is not woke. All right? That movie is not woke at all.
Okay.
That movie is just something it's like here's the thing, dude. If you're upset because a foreign film won the Academy Award, okay, you have every right to be upset, but don't go online spreading fucking false bullshit information trying to say it's a woke move on the Academy for fucking giving Parasite the Oscar. That's not true because, dude, the SAGs gave Parasite Best Cast. Okay, that pretty much means it's the best picture of the year.
Yeah, and that was one of the highlights of the program was watching the cute interpreter come up, and because she was at the SAGs, and she also interpreted for them there too.
I think watching Bong Joon-ho get Best Director was like incredible. Just seeing the standing ovation that he got, and then basically like pointing towards Scorsese and pointing towards Tarantino, going, "It's like I'm here because of you two."
All right. Well, I had one more comment before we wrap this discussion. The In Memoriam, once again, they totally fucked up.
Of course, they fucked.
I do not understand. Now they're obsessed. They're obsessed with the idea of paying tribute to somebody's publicist now and somebody's manager and a studio head. These people who don't really have passion for movies. These are just paycheck jobs. And you forget people like Tim Conway. You forget Sid Haig, yeah. You forget Rene Auberjonois, for fuck's sake, who was the original Father Mulcahy, never mind Star Trek. You forget Michael J. Pollard, who received an Oscar nomination for Bonnie and Clyde.
And on top of that, they forgot Luke Perry.
And Luke Perry, who was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If I was Tarantino, I would have walked out of there in revulsion.
Well, dude, no, Tarantino had double on that. He had Haig and freaking Luke Perry to be pissed about. Yeah. You got to remember, Haig, he gave Haig a career again.
The only person they acknowledged was Robert Forster. That's it.
And that's, you know what? Okay, cool. But at the same time, you forgot so many other people.
You forgot Sue Lyon, who was Lolita.
Last year when they did James Cameron and when they actually put a picture up of Return of the Living Dead,
yeah.
That was dope because like you could have forgotten about James Cameron, but they didn't, and I thought that was very tasteful and it was very classy.
It was very cool, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them some points. I mean, yeah, they fucked up on the In Memoriam, but at the same time, everybody could not call what was going to happen last night with Parasite. Nobody was going to call that. I didn't even call that. I didn't think it was going to win anything. I mean, other than Best Foreign Film or, Best International Film. I got to change that up now. Mm-hmm. But to see that movie walk away like it did was just like nothing short of amazing. To see like history being made, say what you will about the movie. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I think it's really cool that the first time in history a foreign language film won it all.
I think also the fact that he thanked Martin Scorsese was kind of better than getting an Oscar for Scorsese.
And then telling Tarantino, it's like, hey, you championed me when no one else did. Because of you, people know who I am.
Yeah.
So it's like he's basically saying, Scorsese, thank you for the inspiration, telling Tarantino, thank you for making my voice known.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he was the essence of class last night.
Yeah.